What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Funko 411. On today's episode, we are opening up our Fright Night box of Fright. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so before we get into the box of Fright, I am going to tease you just a little bit with this other box. So this box, I've got a pop in here that I bought probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And it's like a $300 pop, but it does relate to Fright Night, the box of Fright, and all that stuff. And it's a topic that I've wanted to talk about, and I figured this was a perfect time to do it. So we'll save this box for a little later. Now, I'm not going to bother trying to hide the contents of this box from you guys. I will tell you, though, I had to buy this on the secondhand market. I tried to get it on the drop, and I wasn't able to pick it up. So I had to buy it secondhand, and I actually got a pretty decent price for it. I paid like $150 for the box, but the nice thing about getting it secondhand was that I was able to be a little bit more selective about which box I bought. So I made sure I got one that had some of the sodas that I really wanted. So I did pick up the one that had the Freddy Funko as Spirit, that's the 2000 piece. It also has the Freddy Funko Devil, that's 5000 piece. And then lastly, we've got the Freddy Funko as Mr. Hyde, that's 4000 piece. And let me go ahead and show off the pops to you too. We have the Hannibal Freddy Funko. I probably would have rather had the Nosferatu, but because the sodas in this box were kind of the perfect mix and I was able to get it for a really good price, I went ahead and just got, you know, the Hannibal box, even though I would have preferred that Nosferatu. But it's pretty cool. It's probably not one that I'll necessarily want to hang on to, but it's a nice looking pop. You know, it's just not anything special. To me, it kind of just looks a lot like, you know, Hannibal. It doesn't really look like anything special being a Freddy to me, but there he is. That is the Hannibal Freddy. And all of the pops, and you know, if you're not familiar with the box, or maybe I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you have seen a lot of these videos already, but if you're not familiar with it, all of the pops were 10,000 pieces. So they're not any more limited, you know, there's not any ultra rare ones or anything like that. Now, out of the pops, the one that I wanted the most was actually this Spirit Freddy. I thought that they did an awesome job with that, so we'll go ahead and take this one out of the box. I did notice that it did get a little bit damaged, so it has some damage right down here, and there's also a little bit of a tear up here, but I don't really care because this is probably one that I will take out for, you know, for Halloween, put it on the shelf, leave it out of the box. So take a look at that. That is awesome. Did a really good job on that. And since we're looking at this one, you know, again, one of the nice benefits of being the last to get this is I also had the time to grab one of the other sodas that I really wanted to get, which was this one. So I knew that I had bought this box that had the glow-in-the-dark Freddy, and I'm probably going to leave this one sealed. And then I'm going to open up this one. This is the more common one, that's 3000. Now they also have another one that's 1200 pieces that was at New York Comic Con exclusively, and that one's like designed sort of like a candy corn. That one's really cool. Plan on getting that one at some point also, but this one, again, kind of the one that I would keep out of the box, or keep on display, I guess I should say. And there it is. Man, they did an awesome job on that. I really like that. I mean, I've seen pictures of the other two, and I've seen other people who have opened them, and I've got to say, this one to me is the best one, even though it is the least limited. But there is the Freddy Spirit soda. This is the 3000 piece. And then the last pop that came in this box, at least, was the Zombie Freddy. The alternative that you could have got was like a black and white one with a little bit more blood. And I think that was the one that actually everybody was going after. I'll take this out of the box. And there he is, Freddy Zombie. Again, like, I mean, the fact that they're 10,000 pieces kind of just makes them slightly less special. But if this were a more limited piece, it would be I mean, it would be very, very sought after. So it's like one of those double-edged sword kind of things where it's so cool that they made such an awesome piece available to everybody, but then it also kind of takes away some of, you know, that special factor when there's just so many of them. But yeah, really cool figure. They just did a awesome job on him. Take a look at just some of those little details, his mouth, his hands. I mean, it's just a really awesome job. So there is the Zombie Freddy. And then I said I was going to keep this one sealed. I will keep the glow-in-the-dark one sealed, but I will go ahead and open up the Freddy as Mr. Hyde, and I'll also open up the Freddy Devil. Not sure. I mean, I'm not really like, I don't have any strong opinions on either of these. They're just not anything that like excites me as a collector. But I did think that they did a great job on them. And even though they're not like, you know, the traditional sense of like a licensed character of what you would expect them to release with like a Box of Fun or this Box of Fright, I think they're really cool characters that they chose to do and ones that a lot of people really like. So there is Mr. Hyde. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. The only other one I would have really liked to see in person and maybe grab would be one of the werewolves, probably the most common werewolf, honestly. But there's Mr. Hyde. And then let's take a look at the Devil. And there is the Devil. Yeah, that looks really cool. That's actually much better than I thought it would look in person. And now I kind of changed my mind. I think I actually kind of do want to keep this one. I've seen the other one that's all red, and I wasn't a big fan of that, but I actually kind of really like this more common one where he's just normal looking as the Devil. So that's pretty cool. All right, so I cleaned up the desk a little bit, but here is the box that I was teasing you with at the beginning of the video. And like I said, this is like a $300 pop right now. I do kind of think that there's a chance that it might go down in value, and I'll kind of talk about that a little bit while I give you my rant and while I open the box. But by the way, as I'm opening the box, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I always do videos like these when new products are released. I also do a ton of mystery boxes, a ton of sodas. So if this is your first time finding the channel, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and then you'll see when I post new videos. But here is the pop that I went ahead and bought a few weeks ago. And I'll tell you why I'm a little bit, you know, I'm just kind of peeved with Funko for the way that they're doing and the way they're handling some of, you know, these limited piece pops that they're doing lately. If you're familiar with this one, here it is. This is the Freddy Funko as Skeleton. And this is an awesome pop. I was super bummed that I didn't get this when the NFTs dropped. I wasn't lucky enough to get it then, so I bought it after the fact. And I guess the thing that I want to rant about is, you know, I feel like stuff like this, when it's a super limited drop that's only on the NFT, you know, it's 1,260 pieces, and really there's even less because there weren't that many redeemed. They go ahead and now they release a blacklight version. And, you know, it's really cool. It's a really cool blacklight, and I want to get it because, you know, it kind of ties to this. It's going to be nice to kind of have a pair. But to me, what that does is it makes this piece as a whole less limited, because now there's 1,200 of these plus the other, however many it was of, I think it's like 1,600 or something like that, of the blacklight version. So now it's sort of like a 3,000 piece pop. So I do think that that's going to devalue these pops. So I think that Funko should kind of have some sort of limitation that they put on themselves for these molds, especially the NFT molds, where it's like, if they're going to make this NFT figure using this mold, they should not go and re-release it later on as a blacklight. Because, you know, there's certain ones right now. If you got the Grail from, let's say, Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo Grail was, you know, Scooby as a superhero. If they go ahead and re-release that right now on the Funko shop as like a 10,000 piece glow-in-the-dark exclusive, a lot of people would be really pissed that they had that Grail pop that's now not really as limited, because 10,000 people can go get that more, easily accessible version of the pop, and the one that everybody paid a ton of money for to get the NFT, all of a sudden it's like, I don't really need that one. I'll just get the glow in the dark one on the Funko shop for 10% of the price. So that's my beef with this. I still love this pop, and I do want to get the blacklight version, but that's my beef with it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Am I being crazy with that? I just think it's something that they're doing a lot with the pops. They're doing it a lot with the sodas too, especially with all the re-releases of blacklights and things like that. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button. And like I said earlier, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Do all that stuff, and I'll see you on the next one.